Welcome back, guys, to the Forever Film Crew podcast. Today we have a veteran in the business, both literally and figuratively a veteran. The General, Stevie Alessi, with 40 years in the business, doing key grip, rigging, and diving. Yo, thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Stevie.
you guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
How are you feeling?
Feel good for an old man.
Old? You don't look old.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, man.
Still working. I mean, tell us about that. Like, even, now you've been in the industry for a while, and just still today you're still getting at it. You're still working hard. You're still on sets. Talk to me about that.
Well, it's about the crew mainly. Been working with the same guys, and now I'm working with their kids. Believe it or not, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that the guys we work with, they know the quality of work. They know they can depend on us.
Yes.
They're still able to do the work correctly, safely.
Yes.
So that's why.
Nice.
When you can't do it anymore, that's when you got to quit.
Gotta hang it up.
Take us to day one. How did you get involved in this business?
Wow. Well, long story short, I had a brother who was an actor and a stuntman, and I was in Chicago out of the service a couple years, and he basically proposed, that if I got on a plane and got out there, he'd get me on this movie.
Yeah.
So I got on a plane, got off the plane, and was on the set basically the next day.
Wicked.
Just like that.
It was pretty much just like that.
Nice. What year was that?
Full time was 1986.
Wow. I wasn't even born yet, Stevie.
Oh, good.
So, with 40 years of experience, I'd love to talk about some of your highlight moments. Share with us one of the most memorable set experiences you've had.
Well, that's a good one because there's a lot of good, memorable experiences. And some good, some bad.
Yeah.
As far as memories go.
Yeah.
Mostly good. I've had the opportunity to work with some really, really good people. Good crews, good actors, good directors, good producers, good writers. They were very professional, knew what they were doing, knew what they wanted, were loyal, took care of the people that worked with them. So, to mention a few, I was privileged to work with David Lynch. Did one of his movies, did Wild at Heart, did the original Twin Peaks, both seasons. Wow. An amazing experience with the crew, and with David himself. Super generous, very intelligent, sharp guy, loyal person. I also got to work with David Kelly, who an amazing writer, amazing hockey player, good friend.
Yeah.
Worked the practice with him, 8 years on that show, which was a 3-day call and turned out to be an 8-year job. So it was an amazing
That's the lottery.
experience. Yeah, it was like the lottery, yes.
Yeah.
But more so because of the people working with him, the quality of people, the actors, amazing. The cameraman, who's still a dear, dear friend of mine. Actors are still friends of mine. The directors, the producers, the line producers, everybody on that show knew what they were doing to where we were doing work, shooting very quickly, getting quality work, considering that show won the Emmy for Best TV Show 2 years in a row.
Wicked.
And, we didn't shoot over a 10-hour day ever.
Right.
That's something to say with the people involved all around.
Right.
I got to work with Michael Landon, Bill Bixby. So, super quality people. Very professional and knew exactly what they were doing. So, a lot of good memories.
Nice.
A lot of quality people. Wes Craven, worked on a couple of his movies. Amazing man. Made his wife amazing as a producer. So I could name hundreds of people that it was great experience, you know.
Nice.
And it comes down to the quality of people.
Right. Truly.
You know, it doesn't mean the mass of the project.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a $300 million movie.
Right.
Right.
You know, or a, you know,
Right.
year 15 on a TV series.
Right.
You know, it's all based on the people, from the top down to the last person.
100%.
Nice. So Stevie,
Yes.
I've only known you for a few weeks now, but I can already tell that you have a warm energy about you. How important is that for keeping relationships and with working with crew in high stress environments? How important is it to be a good person and shed some light to the younger generation who might be losing sight of that human element of this craft that we all engage in?
Well, it's all about the human element. Bottom line, there's an old saying, they don't say lights, camera, action for nothing. We spoke about that.
Yeah.
You need a lot of people to light it.
Yeah.
You need a lot of people to operate the cameras, to set the cameras up, to get the proper angles. You know, people that are not gracious, you know, or take it for granted, you know, that there is a human element in it. You know, people get up every day, they have families, they're in traffic going to work.
Yep.
Their mom might have just wound up in a hospital. Their wife might have just had a baby. You might have to go to the dentist in the middle of the day because all of a sudden you need a root canal. You know, life happens.
Life happens.
Oh, 100%.
And what can't be taken for granted is the fact is that it takes all walks of life.
True.
All right. To do any type of a project.
Yeah.
You know, look at Henry Ford. He built the first assembly line to build cars.
Yeah.
And he had all kinds of people building cars. It wasn't just like one guy was doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
You had a lot of people doing it.
Right.
You know, Berry Gordy started Motown, had all kinds of people doing the Motown sound from every walks of life.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, okay, this is a black-owned business. I'm only hiring black-owned black people.
No,
He hired
people.
He hired the best people for the job.
Yeah, man.
Who had the same mindset as he did. He wanted to make a quality job, you know, and have a family-oriented, you know, business.
Right.
Okay? Now, the film business is based on, it's called a business. All right, it's called show business, not show friendship, obviously. But after 40 years, the same guys that hired me 40 years ago are hiring me now, and I'm hiring them.
Yeah.
Just because it says key grip on my resume doesn't mean I'm the key grip all the time. A friend of mine who actually did an interview just like this, who hired me, took a chance on me, told me that your union card says grip. Doesn't say key grip, doesn't say dolly grip, doesn't say best boy grip, doesn't say key rigging grip, it says grip. Today you might be the boss, tomorrow you might be hired by the guy that you hired.
Right.
So, you know, it's good to have the mentality to make sure you recognize that people going up is the same people going down.
Yep.
Facts.
And you treat them exactly the same.
Equal.
You want to be treated.
With respect,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But how often are times where you find yourself, you know, sitting around waiting for the phone to be, you know, to ring and then the next job calls? 'Cause I know there's times when you're on set for 8 years or 8 days, you know? It varies depending on project to project, but how often do you experience that?
Well, now, way more often than it was when I started. When I started, I could have tripled, quadruple booked myself. I mean, I could have did 4 jobs in one day. You know, I could have went from a movie set to a TV show to a commercial to a rock video all in the same day.
Wicked.
And sometimes I did. You know, there were days where, you know, perfect example, Twin Peaks. You know, we shot all week, 80-hour week, and then went and did a Garth Brooks video.
Garth Brooks.
His very first one. And then went right back without any time off to Twin Peaks. Same guys, same people.
Yeah, man.
So, and now it's far and few between because the business is no longer in Los Angeles, in Hollywood.
Right.
It's been gone for many years now. So more so now, the people that call me are the people that know me, and they know what they're going to get
Right.
when they call me,
Gotcha.
opposed to calling somebody new who they don't know.
Yep.
You know, to do something that might be a very skilled place to be.
Yeah.
You know, so
So you do scuba diving?
yes.
Talk about that. Tell us how you got into scuba diving.
I went to dive school in the Marines,
Nice.
which was Navy dive school.
Yeah.
The Marines is the Department of the Navy. So that's how I got into diving. After the military, I advanced myself. I got open water rescue training and more certifications as a diver. And basically, my first dive job was the Olympics in Los Angeles.
Oh, for real?
Ooh.
Yes.
What year was that again?
I think that was 86 as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I want to say in Jamaica, we have a stadium and our chairs are the old Olympic chairs. They say LA Olympics 86
Right. Yes.
on the back of them.
Oh shoot,
Yes.
that's
I want to
crazy.
say that,
Yeah.
I guess they were donated to Jamaica.
Probably. They donate a lot of stuff to different countries when
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
all
yeah.
over with. Yes.
So how was that? You got any medals
In the military?
in the Olympics?
Oh no, I didn't compete.
Oh,
I just did all the underwater lighting
oh,
for
Oh,
like
clean.
for the people swimming across the pools and the divers when they go underwater.
Right,
and for
right,
the,
right,
you know
right,
the swimmers that did the freestyle swimming.
Mm-hmm.
We did all the camera work underwater. So when you ever see them underwater and they're swimming
yeah.
and you're looking over underneath them, that's a grip moving the camera with the
Right.
cameraman doing the underwater work.
So in 86, that had to be filmed.
It was filmed.
Talk us through the process of an underwater housing for a film, camera.
Well, Panavision has a couple different underwater housings they had at the time, handheld. Matter of fact, we used the one, like for instance, if you go to the Panavision, they have the housing for the movie Thunderball, which was a James Bond movie. It was a big housing for a Panavision camera, and they're basically similar underwater housing. Several different housings they use to house the cameras, and
Nice.
we built a rig underwater, and we built a dolly basically underwater, and we pulled the cameraman across the pool. He landed on his back, held the camera, and did
Wicked.
the filming that way. It was
Yeah.
pretty much done that way.
I'm curious about, you've seen a lot of evolution of things on film, from the housing to just equipment. I want to know just an example or something that you really tied to, like a piece of equipment that you just seen that evolutionized or that was just, brought to new life or whatever.
Well, you see, we talked about the cameras and the housings.
Yeah.
They went from gigantic Panavision cameras to very small digital cameras.
Yeah, yeah.
So, a housing that was this big can now be this big.
Right.
3 feet to 1 foot, 2
Yeah.
foot. Obviously, you still need different lenses, but even those got smaller. So it changed everything as far as if you're putting a camera on a boat, or on
Right.
a bridge, or on a submarine, or on a back of a motorcycle or a horse.
Right.
I've rigged cameras on all those things.
Nice.
So that changes the dynamic of the rigging that goes along with it.
Tough.
But it's still, the basics are still the same.
Gotcha.
You have to make sure that it doesn't fail. And it's still easily accessible.
Right.
Where you could change the chip opposed to a magazine.
Yeah, yeah,
Change
yeah.
the lens opposed to, so it has to be
Right.
done quickly. Time
Yes,
is money.
yes.
So
Time
you
is
have to
money.
adapt to that. And it still has to be done. The basics are the same. It's just the gear is a little bit different. It's more sophisticated gear.
Right.
But it's still, the technology is pretty much, the basics are the same.
Is the C-stand the same?
Identical.
Yeah.
Love to see
Yeah, the
Stan.
C-stand will always be the same.
Well, do you know what C-stand, why it's called a C-stand?
No.
Okay, the first company to make the C-stand was made by a company called Century Stand.
Oh.
It's called the Century Stand.
Oh.
So it got shortened to C-stand.
Yeah.
And there's an old saying in the grip department is, do you know why it's called a Century Stand? Because it takes a grip or a technician 100 years to learn how to use it.
Yeah.
Literally. We did a skit
about
on
that. The skit was like, we're on a set, and then, the camera guy is saying, like, oh, go get this on a light, a C-stand on light. And I'm, like, playing the noob on set, and I'm, like, figuring out how to work it. I'm like, oh, it's like a tripod, stand it up. But because we've been on a lot of student productions where, even starting out, like, we see this C-stand thing, we're like, what how do you work this thing? It's, like, got these, like, tentacle legs, and it's just like kind of crazy.
Hits you in the ankle.
Yeah.
It's like a scooter when you're a kid,
Yes, nobody who's worked in the film business who's a grip and or electrician, but mainly a grip, is not getting their ass kicked by a C-stand.
Yeah, man.
And if they say they haven't, that means they're lying.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's the truth.
Wow. So we spoke about some good experiences on set. What's perhaps a bad experience on set that...
I've seen people hurt really bad.
Oh,
I've had friends of mine killed.
oh really?
That's the worst. I would say.
Condolences, man.
My brother was involved in a very bad accident on the set.
Right.
And so it changed his life forever, I would have to say.
Oh, for real?
Wow.
It's a dangerous place.
Right.
There are times where you're working very, very high up in the air or very, very deep underwater, or on a train or on a racing car or an airplane or a helicopter.
Right.
All those things can fail. Things can happen.
Right.
So, people have been hurt by weapons on the set. People have been hurt by malfunctions and by, operator error or things that have gone wrong on the set.
Yep.
So, it's, the set is not a place to be taken lightly, even in this room. There's a reason why we tell everybody you never run on the set.
Right.
It's not that important to be running.
Right.
You could be
You
running
trip.
in this little room and trip and fall and hit your head in a corner. You're just as dead if you had a heart attack and died.
Yep.
For sure.
Because you were running. So, there's been their share of unfortunate accidents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I've been involved in directly or indirectly, but friends of mine have lost their lives
Wow.
or been hurt.
It's
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I mean, on that note, what advice would you give to, a young, aspiring film professional, particularly as it relates to safety on set?
Well, I think you should start from the head down. I was taught a long time ago. And when I became a key grip, when I got called and offered by a cameraman to key a job, I hired 5 people that knew more than me. All right? If you're a producer and you want to get a job done safely, you hire the department heads that know what they're doing. All right? That have a track record of not getting anybody hurt. And you have them hire people, and you make sure they hire people that know how to keep their wits about them. They keep calm. They pay attention. Do it right the first time. Okay? No reason to be hollering and screaming and losing your temper.
Right.
Even though people have done it. I've lost my temper. Point of the matter is you hire the right people who are department heads, and they hire the right people that are going to do the job. And everybody knows that you have people with experience and people that don't. And people that don't, they have to come in with the mindset
To listen.
listen, to pay attention, to learn, to understand they're working for somebody who has more experience for them. And that person has their position for a reason. All right. And if you want to get better, you'll do so.
Yep.
All right. And you will get better. You know, if you have the mindset to become professional,
Yep.
to want to do this at a high level, you're going to pay attention. You're going to work hard. You're going to work safe. You're going to see, if you see something that's not safe, you're going to bring it to somebody.
Yeah.
Attention. Not be quiet and go, well, I better not say anything.
Communication is important.
Very
It's key.
important.
100%.
It's key. Communication is key.
100%.
Are you worried at all about the AI involvement in film?
I could say I was just as worried as I was when the green screen and the blue screen came into play.
True. Yeah. I've never thought about that.
Imagine when that first came out and that
You know-
was the rear projector was just out of the picture anymore. It's just like now green
You
screen.
know, you still have to have technical people
Yeah,
to
true.
know how to use that technology.
True.
Okay, just like anything else, like we talked about earlier, cameras went from 1,000-foot mag Panavision cameras with 300 millimeter lenses on them to a chip
Yeah.
the size of a dime.
Yep.
Okay, you still need technical people to operate that camera, who know how to troubleshoot it when there's a malfunction,
Right.
who know how to rig it to a roller coaster
Yeah.
or a motorcycle,
Yeah.
you know, or a jet airplane,
Yeah.
or somebody jumping out of a jet airplane. Okay.
True.
If it falls off their helmet, somebody didn't rig it correctly.
Right.
You know, so I think it's something that might eliminate jobs on one hand and might create jobs on another hand. If that's what you're asking me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so that's the way I think about it.
Nice.
It's very new technology.
Yeah.
And that's all I really could say about it,
Right.
actually, at this point.
Well, forget AI. AI is boring right now. We're with Stevie.
With the
Stevie,
guy.
tell us about some rigging that you've done. What's one of the most, exciting rigging jobs you've done?
Oh, wow. Well, I just finished working on season 5 for All Mankind.
Yeah.
Nice.
A lot of big rigging on that. A lot of fun rigging. Good guys. Big rigs. Big stuff. Talking about, 40 by 100-foot light boxes on a stage.
What?
Crazy. I mean,
Massive rigs. Blue screens and green screens that are 40 feet tall by 100 feet, 200 feet around the whole stage.
that's wild.
Completely blue screen or green screen in stages.
Wow.
We rigged, 4 cameras on a Huey helicopter for Mission Impossible.
Nice.
For all the and attack helicopters, Cobra helicopters. I've rigged cameras on boats that went underwater, and filmed frogmen underwater, and on fishing trawlers for the movie The Guardian.
Right.
So, a lot of fun rigs, a lot of big rigs. I showed you photographs of lighting rigs that we built
Yeah.
the 4th Street Bridge for commercials. We had to have 30 by 30 overheads and 20 by 40 light boxes built in one day.
180
light
feet up.
180 feet up in the air.
That's crazy.
Dangerous.
Built in one day, shot in one day,
Taking
wrapped in one day.
efficiency.
So,
Yeah.
a lot of big stuff, a lot of big rigs, a lot of fun rigs, a lot of fun movies from
yeah.
the movie Amistad, Mission Impossible. God.
Amistad. When you're on these sets, can you predict that this movie is going to be a hit? Or are you just focused on the work, getting it done? Is the crew like, yo, this is going to be a big movie?
There's a lot of big movies out there that were cost a lot of money that flopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You could go on
Yeah.
through history and go, wow, like Cleopatra was a gigantic movie back in the day. It was the biggest movie back in the day. 2 directors, they had to shut it down because of
Whoa.
health problems, and it was a monster movie at the time. The studio was afraid that it was going to fail. You know,
Yeah.
it didn't fail. It was actually epic. You know, Lawrence of Arabia was a gigantic movie.
Yeah.
They didn't know if it was going to be a hit. You know, it was.
Yeah.
You know, so then again, you know, I did the movie The Great and Powerful Oz. It was a gigantic movie, huge rigs, huge rigging, a lot of money, a lot of people. It was an epic failure at the box office. Terrible. So you don't know.
Right.
You could read the script and go, wow, this is a great story, a great script.
And then when it gets made, it's...
And the way it gets made, or
Yeah.
a person that gets casted, or the wrong director, or there's so many entities.
Yeah, things happen.
You know, perfect example, the TV show The Practice.
Mm-hmm.
I got called to do the rigging for a key grip who's since passed away. Rigged the show.
Mm-hmm.
Wound up staying on the show. It was a mid-season replacement.
Mm-hmm.
I was only supposed to be on it 3 to 5 days. Wound up doing all 13 episodes for the first mid-season replacement because they kept pushing the start date for Jurassic Park. I was supposed to do that show. At the time the show was canceled, the network canceled it. In the Hollywood Reporter, it says the best show that was ever on TV that got canceled. That will never be seen. They actually wound up getting picked up. I got offered a job, and I stayed on it for 8 seasons. You know, it won multiple Emmys.
Yep. Crazy.
For best TV show, best actors, best directors, best,
Right.
you know, cameraman was nominated several times, best cinematography, best sound, but lots of Emmys were issued for that show that was not supposed to happen. Which goes to say it got contributed to being the best by a lot of people that were the best at the time.
Right.
I want to know, you know, on all the projects you worked on, movies, TV shows, I'm more curious about what sort of genre projects, you know, you gravitate towards. Like, what are the best ones to work on? Horror, action, comedy? What?
Wow. That's a good question. I've had fun on all of them. Again, it really comes down to the people. You know, back in the day, we were able to read the scripts. Mm-hmm. And you go, wow, that's cool. That's going to be fun. This could be interesting. Then it comes down to a director or whatever, and it could be really good or really not so good.
Right.
I worked on the TV show The Office. It was amazing. It was great. You know,
Classic.
had a lot of fun. And you look at all the actors that came from that show and some of the jobs they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was a blast. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
But again, it was the people.
Yeah.
It really was the people. Then you look at horror movies like Scream movies. I was able to do Scream 1 and Scream 4.
Wow.
It was all about the people. Wes Craven, and again, his wife, and all the actors, and the ADs on that show, and the way we were treated as a crew. Mm-hmm. The cameraman, you know, Peter Deming, you know, the key grip, Phil Sloan, and all the guys that we worked with. It was a blast. I mean, it was so much fun to where we were in tears when we wrapped that job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because everybody was going different directions.
Right. You build like a sort of family when you're
Oh,
there,
my God.
You know?
Yeah.
Perfect example, Scream 1, from Scream 1 to Scream 4 was 16-year gap.
Yeah.
And the day we did the film test in Michigan, because we shot 4 in Michigan,
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I got reacquainted with some of the actors, and Wes himself remembered me and said hello, how am I, how's it going, by first name.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
It was like, you know, we did one the day before yesterday. It was 16 years later.
Crazy.
So,
Unbelievable.
you know, and then action movies, you know, I did the movie Jerry Maguire, and I did Mission Impossible 3. the first day of Mission Impossible 3, Tom Cruise walked up and said, "Hey, man, Jerry Maguire, right?"
Yeah.
And said hello to everybody. How you
Nice.
doing? Good to see you. Good to see you again. Yeah, yeah. And he started naming movies, of crew members that worked on movies with him. Because you would remember the crew member.
Yeah.
People.
Small thing like that.
It's the people,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
it has nothing really to do with the genre. Like you go, oh yeah, man, I got to work on Scream, Yeah, they were a lot of fun.
Right.
It was cool. The final product was neat,
Yeah.
but it was all about the people,
Love that.
Facts.
Love that.
and, good people. Really, really cool. From the stand-ins to the background people to the craft service people,
Right.
the caterers, and,
Mm-hmm.
it's all about the people. I'm going to probably say it a million times, but
One of our questions we like to ask is, what's your favorite crafty item?
good question. All right, and this is my answer. I did a mini series down in Charleston, South Carolina,
Yeah.
and there was a black lady and her two sons did craft service on that show. She was an elderly woman, probably in her 50s. Her sons were probably late 30s, 40s. Gentlemen, she was a beautiful lady, always in a dress. Her son's black slacks, a white dress shirt.
Mm-hmm.
She made the best tuna fish salad I ever ate in my life.
Ooh.
When I got there, I was prepping. I pushed Dolly on that job, camera Dolly. They said, "Man, we hope we get this lady, the craft service lady, blah, blah, blah. She makes the best tuna fish." So when I first met her, I walked up to her, I introduced myself. I said, "You're the tuna fish lady." And she just smiled at me.
Yeah.
Every Friday, she would make it at home and
Yeah.
bring it in Friday morning for the crew.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Amazing.
It was the best.
I have experience with that tuna sandwich. My mom would make them for my when I would leave out early when I was still in Jamaica doing
Yeah.
corporate stuff, video production. And she put pepper in there and,
Yeah.
load us up with 4 or 5 sandwiches. It hits different.
Yeah.
you know.
Homemade.
Oh yeah, homemade
yeah,
is just
yeah.
has that touch.
The care, and the love.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like the caterers we had on For All Mankind. Amazing caterers. But they were great people.
Yeah.
I remember a time I was in Chicago. I got requested to do a job in Chicago. And I walk up first day of shooting. The caterer was from LA.
Yeah.
And he handed me my breakfast because he knew I ordered the same thing every day.
The usual.
Stevie,
This is for you.
egg whites, turkey bacon,
Yeah.
ready. And everybody's looking at me like,
Who's this guy?
who's this guy?
No whispering.
Again, that comes down to the people.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, like you said, your mom made the best tuna sandwich.
Yeah.
This lady made the best tuna salad.
Yeah.
We're talking about tuna fish. My buddy Dennis,
Yeah.
who's a DP, who's a director now, director DP. His father was a very famous photographer.
Mm.
And I was going through a time in my life, and we went on a motorcycle ride. And we were coming back from it. We went to visit his dad and his mom up at Pine Mountain. Freezing cold. I was freezing. It was winter time. Snow on the ground. We're on our Harleys.
Yeah.
And we came in, and his mom made us tuna fish sandwiches. Best tuna fish sandwich I ever ate in my life. So, but it's the love from the people
It's the
making
love,
your food.
man. Yeah,
The
man.
love and the energy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Both in the food and in any job they're doing on set.
Any job.
You see it in the finished product.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
You do. You actually do. The departments, when you watch the credits roll, from the smallest movie to the biggest movie, you see the departments. And you see the people. And this went black.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay. But all of us have to work together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Truly.
You know, somebody from another department might need a ladder, might need an apple box, might need a C-stand.
Right.
You know, they might need a sandwich brought to the set because the camera guys can't leave the set.
Busy.
Dolly grip can't leave the set.
Yeah.
You know, an actor might be 10 takes, might need a bottle of water. You know.
You fill in where you
Yeah.
can. Yeah.
You know, so it's all based on that.
Yeah. So one thing, you know, I definitely want to touch on, you know, before we wrap is, you know, where we're filming right now in this room. You mentioned there's a lot of history here, a lot of stories, you know, a lot of memorabilia. You just look around, even on the widescreen, the audience can see just thousands, you know, of little figures and just art and just history. I want to just, you know, have you touch on a couple things if you don't mind.
Well, let's stick to the movie stuff, I guess. There's a couple different movie people and different movie things I worked on. People that I know, like for instance, there's back here. There's a wooden head that Bonnie Raitt gave me back in the day when I used to do a lot of stuff for MTV.
Yeah.
My brother actually did the South American part of the rock video with her, and she gave him the head, which I got.
Nice.
I got actual posters from Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs here that came from the movie set. And I have figurines from Warner Brothers when I worked there, from the movie Batman, which I did the second one. All the water work, basically, not the whole movie, but all the penguin stuff, all the underwater stuff with the penguin on the set at Stage 16 at Warner Brothers. I got pictures of my buddy Jeff, who's an actor, and I know his brother was an actor as well. I got some of his movie posters here. I got some of the stuff, the original stuff from the TV show The Green Hornet.
Right.
A friend of mine was a prop maker on that. So there's different artists, friends of mine, also as well, that did album covers for music, did movie posters, so on and so forth. So there's a lot of different memorabilia in here.
Fantastic. I mean, when I look around, I see legacy.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, what does the word forever mean to you? Now that you're looking back, how did forever have some significance in the types of jobs you chose, in the ethic you put into the work, in the connections you made with the people? When you have some quiet time, do you reflect on all these memories? You know?
Oh yeah, that's forever. The memories are forever for me. The cool thing about it is, you know, when I'm gone and when the crew members are gone, you know, people are going to watch like the movie Blade Runner, or they're going to watch Blue Velvet, or they're going to watch the original Twin Peaks or Wild at Heart or whatever. And they're going to, you know, the first thing they're going to think of is David Lynch. Then they're going to think of the actors, you know, Arthur Boyle, or, you know, we can go on forever. You know, Willem Dafoe and big actors that have a lineage of movies. But when the credits roll, they're gonna see the crew members are on those credits, and those crew members got to work with those people, and had lunch with those people, and dinner with those people, and froze their ass off in the middle of the desert at nighttime. You know, with those people, you know, did 30 takes, you know, on Twin Peaks, and 50 takes, you know, in the diner. You know, my brother working with David Lynch, hanging real donuts, and he's painting, you know, the frosting on the donuts, and they're filming the dripping of the donuts. You know, that's forever.
Yeah.
You know, though, you know, unless that stuff those archives get lost forever somewhere in a catastrophic disaster, they'll be seen for generations and generations and generations, 100 years from now. And as long as they still roll the credits, my name will be out there somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, and some of you might be a grip then, or will see my name and go, oh, that guy actually did that movie. Or that's my uncle, or that's my cousin.
Yeah.
You know, or I remember that guy. He gave me my start.
Yeah, man.
you know, as filmmakers and in the film industry, you know, we experience a lot of highs and lows, and it can be troublesome that we experience a lot of lows and, you know, our mind gets cloudy. We talk about hobbies and ways we find inspiration and ways we just kind of decompress. What are some ways that you decompress if you're just going through it or just need to just have a clear mind?
That's a good thing. I read every day, different genres, everything from poetry to, you know, photography to sometimes underwater stuff, you know, dive stuff. With YouTube and stuff like that, I'll look at things that interest me, especially music history.
Yeah.
I'm a historian on a lot of different levels, filmmaking, music making, different music genres, military stuff. I like the military lineage, about my military lineage to the new guys that are doing it now. Listen to music, read, ride my motorcycle, travel, cook.
Yeah.
Food guy.
Gotta cook.
I like good scotch, nice wine. I try to give back. I try to be generous, you know, as much as I can.
Yeah.
Makes me happy to do nice things for people. Try not to be selfish. You know, even though, you know, the film business is a very selfish place, on a lot of levels. It just happens to be that way. But I decompress in a lot of different ways. Sometimes I'll just go for a walk.
Yeah.
You know, other times I'll fire up my Harley and go for a ride, you know, plan a trip, you know, talk to my family every day, somebody in my family every day.
Nice.
Hence the 7 earrings. There's 7 siblings in my family.
Oh,
From youngest to oldest, that's what this means.
nice.
Nice symbolism.
And, you know, reflect. Don't forget where you came from.
Truly.
I appreciate everything. I appreciate the fact that I have a roof over my head and I have enough to eat. You
And
know,
to share.
to share, yeah.
Yeah, man.
One thing I learned in the military, when we opened up a can of sea rations, if there was 5 guys there, we all took a bite.
Yeah, man.
You know, if that was the only mouthful you got to have, everybody got a mouthful that day. So,
Work with it.
yeah, you know.
Looking back, is there anything you would do different?
Yeah. Maybe take a part that I was offered, you know, and see if I could actually do the acting part of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't my goal to do it. You know, it didn't interest me at all. But it probably would have been fun.
Yeah.
Anything I'd do different? Probably pursue music more. You know, really learn how to play a guitar or a blues harmonica and really see if I could play. Because I really respect musicians. I think are the true artists.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, and I really got to see some of these guys and talk to some of these men and women of the music business.
Yeah.
The true talent, amazing.
Yeah, man.
You know, but I don't know if I do it at all different. You know, whatever got me to be right here
True.
is
Happens for a reason.
You know,
True.
you change one thing,
Yeah.
The domino effect.
the domino effect.
Or the butterfly
Yeah.
effect, too.
Yeah, or the butterfly effect, or the ripple effect.
Yep.
Right,
You know, it all does. If I would have turned down that rigging job on the practice,
Right.
I never would have did 8 years. I would
It's
have.
crazy to think.
I would have did, you know, Jurassic Park, and then I would have did The Horse Whisperer. I would have probably stayed on the movie side of it,
Right.
opposed to doing that. And it would have, you know, I wouldn't have the friendships I have of today.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't have played hockey with David Kelly. You know, with him and his brother were very established hockey players.
Right.
I wouldn't have met my friend Dennis, who was the cameraman and now a director.
Right.
All the other directors I got to work with and the actors. Michael Bottalucco is still a friend of mine. Dylan, who I did movies with, who was the lead of that. It was, and Kelly Williams and just Steve Harris, all these actors and people who are still friends of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And never would have got those friendships.
Right.
And the crew, all the crew members were so good-hearted people.
Yeah.
And their kids.
Yeah.
And their families. You got to, a lot of these people didn't have families when we started that show, and we married and had kids at the end of that show.
Sheesh.
And we were all part of it.
Beautiful.
So.
That's what life is about, man.
Yeah.
That's the whole point,
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have family, you don't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a family. It
Yeah.
takes family.
Truly.
Have you or would you ever consider getting into the writing, directing field, like making your own films?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to sit down with somebody who has more experience than me doing it, and maybe write something, maybe write a chapter of my life, maybe do a little part of it.
Oh, nice.
Or make a story out of it. I've been told several times from people who are established writers and directors, we should write part of your story,
Right.
And there's so many levels of it, from
Yeah,
my
man.
family in Chicago to how my family got to Chicago, to my growing up there, to my military background, my film business background, to my brothers and my sister, their successes, So many of my people in my family have worked in the film business and still do. I have a
Nice.
brother's a gaffer. I have a nephew who's a camera operator. I have another nephew who does craft service. I have other brothers that worked in the business as actors and grips and electricians and what have you.
Runs in the family.
So and there, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, man.
So
Wicked.
it would be fun. Yeah.
You have the blind rank?
Yeah. So nearing the end here, obviously we'll want to give special thanks to you for sitting down and
Thanks.
taking a minute to chat with us. But on our podcast, we usually wrap up with like a little game we play.
Okay.
Have you heard of what blind ranking is, or what that? Have you heard of that?
Blind ranking, no.
Yes. So
must be a new thing. You young guys.
So blind ranking, what we do, right, is basically I give you a topic, whatever it is. In this case, it's going to be action movies, right?
Okay.
That's going to be the topic. And I'm going to have you blind rank it 1 through 5. I'm going to give you 5 movies, and you have to blind rank it 1 through 5. 1 is the best.
Okay.
Right? 5 is the worst on this list. But the catch is you can't change your answer.
Okay.
So once you get going, you just got to stick with what you got.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Sound good enough?
Good enough. Go.
All right. Let me get this going. One
So
sec.
the genre is action films, correct?
Yes,
Action,
action
right.
films.
Right.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah.
I've done a couple.
Okay. Number 1, Terminator Judgment Day.
That's a good one. 3.
3? Okay.
Safe.
All right. No, that's valid. Number 2, Die Hard.
Oh boy. That's 2.
2. Okay. Number 3, Mission Impossible 3.
Oh God. Now you put me in a bad position. Well, we have 2 and 3 already.
Yep.
I'm not going to put it at 1, so I got to put it at 4.
4. Okay. Number 4, Dark Knight.
Wow. Wow, that's a hard one too.
5 and 1.
No, I got to put it at 5.
5. Okay. And the number 1 spot you saved for Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's definitely 1.
Nice.
Wicked.
Definitely 1.
You want to change anything else?
Well, I mean, all those could be 1.
Yeah, true.
They really could be all 1.
Yeah.
I think Mission Impossible 3 was better than Mission Impossible 1. I think. Okay. Not because I worked on it, just because of the action.
Nice.
Dark Knight was good, but was that the very first Christian Bale Batman?
It was Batman Begins and then Dark Knight.
Got it. So I think Batman Begins was better. Okay, but that Dark Knight was good too.
Yeah.
And God, you know, when you look at Bruce Willis movies, okay,
Yeah.
it's hard not to rank that one as number one as well. The movie was great.
Iconic.
I mean, you know, it was, but so was, you know, we can go on forever.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Terminator, amazing. So all the sequels can't compare to the first one.
Yep.
It was fantastic. You know, you look at all the first and all those movies, you can't put all the second ones or the third ones
Yeah.
better than the first one because they
Right.
created the second and third
Yes,
and the fifth
yes,
and
yes.
the
Without
Open
the
the
first
door.
one, there's no second and third.
yeah. I mean,
True.
you know, when you look at I compare it to like Fast and Furious, the very first one.
Yeah.
You can't compare the ones they're doing now to the first one. They're like,
Yeah.
this is ridiculous.
Again, they're
You know,
flying spaceships.
you know, all the stuff they're doing compared to it got so far away from the first one
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
to where it doesn't do the first one justice.
Right.
You know,
It's true.
so, and then again, you have to ask this question: if they only made the first one and never made any of the other ones, would they hold up?
It's true.
You got to say yes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look at, you know, the first Jaws. The second one was pretty good.
Yeah.
It held up pretty good with the first one, but you knew what was going on.
Right. True.
I mean-
Yeah, the cat's out the bag.
Cat's way out of the bag.
Yeah.
Way out of the bag.
You're right.
Same thing with Die Hard.
Yeah.
You know, even though the second one was really good. You
I knew what
know,
was going on.
Yeah, yeah.
you know. So, Indiana Jones, those, you really can't say that the second one was not as good as the first one because the second one was more like a second book. It was like, okay, this chapter's done. This is a new book. You know, the Holy Grail and all that stuff. So it's kind of like Star Wars.
Right.
The first three was fantastic. I haven't even seen any of the new ones
Yeah.
because the first three were fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's where my head's at with all that stuff.
Wicked.
Love that.
Stevie,
Sir.
thank you so much
Thank you guys. Appreciate
Yes,
for
it.
sir.
sitting down with us, sharing the knowledge,
Thank
taking the time to
No.
talk with the next generation.
Yeah.
You know?
I hope I can help you guys
Yeah,
on a
man.
project. You know, it'd be
Love
great.
that.
I'd love to do it.
Trust me. We want to be 70 talking to you
Okay.
at 130.
Yeah. Considering we're close to
Remember that
79.
podcast we did back in the day?
Exactly. Yeah.
Steve, you think you live to 130?
No. No.
Keep it in the buck.
You know, hopefully
No,
I can
no,
live
we're
till next
playing.
week. It'd be great.
Truly.
You know, I
Every
look at it
day
like
is a
that.
blessing. Facts.
We had a saying in the Marines, how do we live? Day by day.
True.
That's how everybody should live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, man.
One thing I want to manifest is one thing I told JP is that if we either hit 10,000 or 100,000 followers
Yeah.
on Instagram, we want to get our logo tattooed. And you know, if it happens, we would love you to do it.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it.
For real. I have no
Let's do it.
tattoos yet.
Well, I would love. It'd be my honor.
Blank
It'd be
canvas.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's forever.
Forever.
That is forever.
When
It's
you
the-
ask forever, there are people out there that were gracious enough, and you know, they asked me to do my artwork on them. Might have been their idea or their premise,
Yeah.
but some are famous, some are not.
Yeah.
They have me on them forever.
Forever.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Stevie, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it,
Blessings.
guys.